Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel General Hospital today. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. A look at the General Hospital spoilers for March 10th to 14th, 2019, Trina's birthday, Lucas intrigue, Valentine's goodbye, and Lulu's ammo. Spoilers for the week of March 10th, 2025 on General Hospital are now available. Trina Robinson's followers say she will be surprised with a birthday present next week. Lucas Jones encounters someone interesting. Valentine Cassadine says his farewells. Lulu Spencer also pushes Brooke Lynn Quartermaine to be open with Dante Falconeri. A birthday surprise for Trina Robinson. Trina's birthday is March 10th. They don't appear to be preparing a celebration for the girl's birthday, but she will be surprised regardless. It is unclear if the surprise is good or unpleasant. Who knows? Perhaps Trina discovers Portia Robinson's secret. Another potential narrative point includes Kai Taylor, who is developing strong affections for Trina. Portia Robinson's covers over with Portia, she will make an appeal to Curtis Ashford. By midweek, Rick Lansing has delivered some terrible news to the doctor. Despite her best intentions, Portia exacerbates the situation by hiding her tracks. Lulu Spencer's munitions. General Hospital spoilers for next week reveal that Lulu is armed with ammunition. Lulu has questioned Brooke Lynn on the hidden adoption. Lulu is unaware that the child's name is Giovanni Gio Palmieri, but she is aware that the parents are BLQ and Dante. Lulu will press her adversary to tell Dante the truth. It appears she may not have a choice. If Brooke Lynn does not inform Dante, Lulu will. Speaking about Dante, he seeks encouragement from Maxie Jones. Later, Dante opens up to Harrison Chase. Anna Devane and Jason Morgan battle against the clock in the week of March 10, 2025. Anna will also turn to Jack Brennan for help. However, as Valentine tells Charlotte Cassadine that it's time to say goodbye, Anna informs Jason that something does not feel right. Jordan Ashford and Isaiah Gannon reached an agreement. Tracy Quartermaine is outraged at Drew Kane Quartermaine's next move. Chase ends up making an arrest, but who is it? Sasha Gilmore Corbin meets with Carly Spencer. Sonny Corinthos makes a confession. Christina Corinthos Davis wants answers. Meanwhile, Ava Jerome visits Nina Reeves and asks for aid. Additionally, Lucas has an unexpected encounter. Lucky Spencer and Elizabeth Liz Baldwin's objectives are thwarted. Guy Gansert from The Golden Bachelorette makes a guest appearance on GH. Fans of ABC's The Golden Bachelorette will recognize a familiar face in Port Charles. Guy Gansert, The Bachelor's spin-off series' first season runner-up, will appear on General Hospital as a guest star. However, the retired ER doctor will not be portraying a physician at the hospital. Jack Brennan had not been part of Nina's plan. He was passionate, calculating, and exactly the type of man to cause havoc in her already turbulent life. Perhaps this is why she was so intrigued by him. It began with a beverage at the Metro Court bar. She had been sipping a martini, attempting to ignore the way people still whispered about her when she passed. Jack had slid onto the stool next to her, his expression opaque. "You look like you could use some company," he said, gesturing to his own glass. Nina scoffed. "And you look like you enjoy making enemies." Jack smirked. "Only the ones who deserve it." There was something inherently dangerous about him that she knew she should avoid. But that was the problem, Nina had never been excellent at making safe decisions. Their conversation had gone surprisingly smoothly, spanning from caustic insults to genuine interest. Jack was not like the other men she had been with. He wasn't looking to save her, heal her, or transform her into something else. If anything, he seemed to enjoy the chaos that surrounded her. Tell me something, Nina, Jack remarked, swirling his glass. Why do you believe that your relationships never last? She gave a nasty laugh. Oh, I do not know. Bad luck? Bad decisions? She met his gaze. Or maybe I just picked the wrong men. Jack studied her for a moment before leaning in slightly. Or maybe you're just afraid to pick the right one. Nina should have gone away then. Should have reminded herself that becoming involved with another powerful, unpredictable man was the last thing she needed. Instead, she requested another drink. Carly Spencer's reaction when she first saw them together was exactly what Nina expected, complete, uncontrolled loathing. Carly had already lost Sonny to Nina once. The prospect of losing another ex, particularly to the same lady, was plainly not something she was willing to accept. What the hell are you doing? Carly growled as she cornered Nina outside the Metro court. Jack? Seriously? Are you truly determined to go over every male I've dated? Nina folded her arms, keeping her face serene. Carly, Jack is a mature man. He can make his own choices. Carly narrowed her eyes. You find this funny, don't you? Do you believe this is a game? Nina tilted her head. You behave as if I planned this. Like, I woke up one morning and thought, you know what would be fun? Pissing Carly off. Carly scoffed. Do you expect me to believe that? Nina let out a slow breath. Believe anything you want. What about Jack and I? That is not about you. Even as she said it, she recognized it was not quite accurate. Because a part of her, deep down, in a place she didn't want to admit, relished the fact that it was driving Carly insane. Jack had no illusions about this either. You understand you're playing with fire, right? He murmured one evening as they sat in his penthouse, the lights of Port Charles twinkling outside the window. Nina sipped her wine, a wicked smile flashing over her lips. I think I stopped worrying about that a long time ago. Jack chuckled. Good. Because I have a feeling things will get interesting. The whispers began shortly after. Was Nina truly moving on with Jack Brennan? Was she making another hazardous decision, or was there something significant between them? Carly was enraged, Sonny appeared unconcerned, and Drew barely acknowledged it at all. But for the first time in a long time, Nina was unconcerned about what others thought. She had spent far too long looking for love and attempting to conform to what others expected of her. Perhaps she was finally doing something for herself. Even if it meant setting fire to Port Charles in the process. Weekly General Hospital recap March 3rd to 7th, Brooklyn's baby and Drew's blackmail. Last week, there was a trend of blackmail in Port Charles. What happened in Port Charles? Portia's blackmail wound up in the wrong hands, and Brooklyn's baby secret was discovered by the last person who should know. Sasha insisted to Jason that she was entirely capable of handling situations on her own. When Sidwell sneaked into the Q kitchen, he made her an offer, $250,000 if she embellished her kidnapping narrative for the Deception ladies. Before she could react, Jason entered the kitchen and directed Sidwell away from her. Meanwhile, Lulu and Spinelli met at Bobby's to discuss finding Valentine, while Gio and Dante bonded at another table. Later, Lulu and Spinelli broke into Valentine's house just as Lucy arrived to give it to Sonny. As Sonny was shown around, the two hid in the study, and Lucy suggested that Martin should remain in contact with his client. Things heated up at the Q mansion as Martin and Tracy battled over alleged property borders, prompting Alexis to intervene. When Dante arrived to defuse the situation, Gio took advantage of the chance to confront Tracy once more. Drew met with Selena after questioning Curtis about his relationship with a fellow congressman at his meal with Portia. Selena provided him the leverage she had gained from Brad. Brad met Lucas in a bar in Miami, and the two became friends before walking back to Lucas' hotel. But before they could go any farther, Brad disclosed that he had something to tell him. After Brad told Lucas the truth about keeping a secret for Portia in exchange for his attendance at the medical conference, Lucas scolded him for blackmailing Portia and kicked him out. Over lunch, Anna suggested Maxie consider hiring Emma as an intern at Deception. Maxie advised them both that Emma should only do it if she was truly interested in it, while Anna was called away. She saw Jason and Sidwell on the dock, and Sidwell persuaded Jason that he had not planted the bomb in Sonny's penthouse. Jason believed him. Lulu used her Spencer jeans and broke into Martin's hotel room. When Maxie caught her, she stood watch while Lulu snooped around and discovered Martin's notes, which revealed that Dante had a child with Brooklyn, just as Martin discovered Maxie outside his door. Drew approached Portia at GH, claiming that he had evidence of her test tampering, while Laura informed Curtis that the McConkey Esplanade had been approved for construction. During supper with Brennan, Carly texted Joss, believing she was on a school trip, while Brennan received the most recent findings from Joss training. Later, tensions rose when a woman from Brennan's past showed up, and when Brennan failed to make it clear that he was involved with Carly, she stormed off. Maxie persuaded Martin to leave his room by promising him a job as Deception's attorney. Meanwhile, Lulu's investigation took a turn when she discovered notes about Brooklyn's teen pregnancy. She took pictures of the notes before sneaking out and went straight to Cody, secretly asking him about what happened between Brooklyn and Dante. When Lois subsequently showed up in Martin's room with plans to burn the notes, Martin found they weren't exactly how he had left them. When Rocco received a text from Charlotte divulging her location, he discussed with Danny whether he should inform anyone. When Jason walked in, Danny blurted it out before he could think it through. Jason promised to bring Charlotte back and ran out to meet Anna, while Rocco reprimanded Danny for betraying him. In other news, Portia asked Ava for advice on how to handle the situation with Drew, prompting Ava to suggest she chat to Rick about her options. Gio informed Tracy, Brooklyn, Dante, and Lois that someone was inspecting the property, which she admitted was her doing. Tracy quickly intervened when Sonny arrived to hand Gio educational trust documents. She tried to encourage Gio not to accept Sonny's help, but he eventually did. Lulu told Carly about what she had learned. Carly cautioned her not to ruin a young man's life, despite Sonny's lack of a grandson he is unaware of, and Lulu was left wondering what to do. Willow assisted Isaiah in pediatrics after Felicia brought James to GH with a broken arm, and she discovered she enjoyed her work there. At the same time, Drew arrived with ideas to create a program in Oscar's memory and convinced Kai to support it. When Drew told Trina that he and she had both lost too many people, Kai questioned her. Later, after Rick urged Portia to lead him on, she summoned Drew to her office and assured him she would do what he requested. Elsewhere, Sidwell called Alexis to Windmere and showed her a knife he had retrieved, the same one Helena used to murder her mother. When Lulu arrived at the Q mansion, she encountered Brooklyn and Dante. Dante left after they exchanged sarcastic comments, and Lulu marched up to Brooklyn's room and confronted her about the baby she had given up. Brooklyn was horrified when Lulu revealed that she had discovered Martin's notes and that she had a newborn boy. Brooklyn implored Lulu to stay out of it, but Lulu threatened to inform Dante if she did not. Joss trained at the WSB with her new handler, Vaughn. He was harsh to her, but memories of Dex motivated her to battle him. At Windmere, after Alexis told Sidwell about the dagger and held it in her palm, Sidwell grabbed it with a rag as if he was securing her fingerprints. Sonny confessed to Dante about backing Gio, while Dante told him about Brooklyn and Lulu's constant arguing. Isaiah and Jordan had their first kiss, while Carly broke up with Brennan. According to General Hospital spoilers, Carly Spencer has seen her fair share of heartbreak, but her most recent relationship with WSB Chief Jack Brennan may be the most dangerous yet. What appeared to be a perfect romance is now crumbling in front of her eyes, and Carly is beginning to realize the warning signals she should have seen from the beginning. Unfortunately, by the time she figures it all out, it may be too late, because if Jack is who he claims to be, he could be the one responsible for killing her family from the inside out. General Hospital spoilers: red flags waving. Jack has always carried himself with ease and confidence, but Carly had her first legitimate reason to doubt him when an old flame ran into him at the Metro Court. The woman's reaction to seeing Jack again was anything but casual, and Carly couldn't shake the suspicion that there was more to his background than he was revealing. Carly felt disturbed for the first time since they began dating. She is no stranger to keeping secrets, but something about Jack's behavior in that moment made her feel like she was the one being duped. Little did she know, that was only the beginning of her doubts. Spoilers: Carly walks away from Jack for now. The next day at Kelly's, Carly made a risky decision. She essentially ended her relationship with Jack. Whether she was completely ready to end things or simply taking a step back, one thing was certain: her instincts were screaming at her to get away from him. Jack did not put up much of a fight, which further added to Carly's suspicions. Was he really okay with her leaving away, or did he know their story wasn't over? If Jack has a plan, Carly's distance from him may not deter him. In fact, she may become his next target. General Hospital spoilers: is Jack out to destroy Carly's family? If Jack is the one who blew up Sonny Corinthos' penthouse, the threat is far closer to home than Carly had thought. The explosion nearly killed her son, Michael Corinthos, so Jack may already have blood on his hands. And now he's taken Jocelyn Joss Jacks under his wing, encouraging her to train as a WSB agent behind her family's back. If Jack is attacking Sonny and her children, will Carly be next? Jocelyn Jacks has never experienced horror like this before. The weight of what had happened in that remote cabin pushed down on her chest, making it difficult to breathe. She replayed the scene in her head: the sound of the gunshot, Cyrus Renault collapsing, and her own trembling hands as she gripped the weapon. She was convinced that she had pulled the trigger, that she had taken Cyrus' life. But suspicion crept in as soon as Jack Brennan stated he had been right outside. The realization gnawed at her. Had she actually fired the fatal shot? Or had Brennan planned the entire affair, manipulating the situation to make her believe she did? The more she thought about it, the more suspicious it seemed. Jack Brennan was adamant about one thing: he wanted Jocelyn to join the WSB. That made no sense. She was a college student, not an experienced operator. Her dreams had always been around medicine, not law enforcement or espionage. So, why was he pushing so hard? It almost felt as if he had used her, making her take the blame for a crime she hadn't committed. Then there was the manner he handled the fallout. Brennan had taken everything, including her clothes, phone, and jewelry. He had stripped her of anything that could link her to the incident, forcing her into silence. He had made it obvious that she couldn't tell anyone about this, including her mother, Carly Spencer. But Jocelyn was unraveling. She needed to speak with someone to figure out what was happening. Jason Morgan had always been her rock in times of stress, the only guy who could help her make sense of everything. But just as she was about to reach out, he was called away. Jason was suddenly dragged into something he had no involvement in. Anna Devane wasted no time bringing Jason in for questioning. Cyrus Renault had vanished, and Jason's name had been added to the mix almost quickly. He sat across from her, his expression unreadable, his arms crossed as she shot questions at him. "Where were you when Cyrus Renault was last seen?" Anna inquired, her tone stern but not accusing. Jason did not even blink. "I'm not sure where his refuge was. I have nothing to do with it." Anna paid close attention to him. 2 hairs matching your DNA were found at the scene. Jason grimaced slightly. That's not possible. Anna exhaled. Unless. The insight came to both of them at the same time. Jason had an identical twin, Drew Quartermain. Drew's appearance had altered since the accident, but his DNA hadn't. This wasn't only about Jason. Someone was attempting to frame one of the twins, and the question was, why? Jocelyn's hands shook when she finally returned to Jack Brennan. She could tell he was waiting for her, because his lips curved into a knowing smirk. I told you, he said smoothly. You'd be back. Jocelyn gulped hard. Jason is getting blamed for this. You know he did not do it. Brennan slumped back in his chair, clasping his fingers together. And what do you expect me to do about it? You can clear his name, she said, her voice more forceful than she intended. You were there, Jack. You know what really happened. He tilted his head and examined her. And what do I receive in return? Jocelyn's stomach twisted. This is about leverage, right? You put everything up, so I had no choice but to come to you. Brennan did not contradict it. Instead, he drew closer, his gaze fixed on hers with unsettling intensity. All I want from you, Joss, is to listen. The world is bigger than Port Charles, and you may be a part of something important. I am not asking you to jump in without thinking. I'm only asking you to consider the alternatives. Jocelyn gripped her hands tightly. In that moment, she despised him because he had so thoroughly exploited her. However, Jason's freedom was on the line. Carly Spencer never trusted Jack Brennan. Something about him had always bothered her, and now everything was starting to make sense. Jocelyn had been acting strangely, avoiding her and refusing to answer direct questions. Then there was Jason's arrest, Cyrus Renault's unexpected disappearance, and Brennan's presence on the margins of it all. She'd spent years surviving in a world dominated by crooks and power-hungry males. She knew how the game was played. And she was not going to allow another one entice her daughter into it. When she marched into Brennan's office, she didn't waste time on pleasantries. What the heck are you doing with my daughter? She demanded. Brennan seemed almost amused. Carly, always so dramatic. Carly slammed her hands on his desk. Stay away from Jocelyn. Whatever game you're playing is over now. Brennan's sneer did not waver. Carly, you don't have influence over Jocelyn's decisions. She is an adult. She's capable of making her own decisions. Carly's jaw contracted. Not when you're manipulating her. Brennan leaned back, his expression becoming serious. I am giving her an opportunity. It is entirely up to her whether or not to accept it. Carly was not buying it. She'd seen men like Brennan before, those who preyed on the young and vulnerable, twisting circumstances until there was no way out. You're not going to win this, she warned. I don't care what kind of leverage you think you have. Brennan simply smiled. We'll see. As the days passed, the stress increased. Jocelyn was besieged and forced to choose an impossible alternative. Brennan was exploiting Jason's freedom to bring her closer to his cause. Carly was determined to safeguard her child, no matter what it took. And Jason understood that something bigger was at work. Someone was moving pieces behind the scenes, putting things in motion that none of them fully understood. The concern wasn't just whether Jocelyn and Jason would come away unscathed. The underlying question was who was genuinely pulling the strings. General Hospital spoilers, Drew's fatal whodunit, is Portia's clue the tipping point? According to General Hospital rumors and updates, Drew Quartermain's murder mystery may have only just began. Could Portia Robinson's tip ignite the entire investigation? Portia may have dropped a deadly clue to Drew's future. Let's look at a pivotal sequence from the March 5th episode that appears to foreshadow Drew's impending catastrophe. We now have overwhelming evidence that Drew may suffer a terrible fate. Following Portia's discussion with Ava Jerome about her persistent blackmail problems, Ava acknowledged the gravity of the matter. This prompted Portia to make a terrifying suggestion. Unless Drew's dead, she said, hinting that this could be the first clue that Drew's fate is sealed. But was Portia just saying she wouldn't be surprised if he met a horrible end, or was she planning a solution? Additional death anvils should be dropping regarding Drew Quartermain. Our forecasts indicate that additional comments like these may begin to appear throughout the canvas. Drew has created a lot of enemies by this point, so the show may be creating a suspect list in preparation for Drew's corpse to surface up somewhere. Viewers may even see a gloved hand draw the pistol on Drew down the road, piquing their curiosity as to who it could be. As the writers begin to narrow down the suspect list, fans may be left wondering who is guilty. Drew's activities have made him a loathed character in recent months, so it will not be a huge loss if he leaves. Drew's been keeping some dangerous company also. We must consider Drew's recent dangerous company, as well as those with whom he has made deals involving revenge and potential collaborations. One such person is Selena Wu, from whom he learned that he is blackmailing Portia. Her assistance does not come without cost. And then there's Jen Sidwell, with whom he's been collaborating to make the Esplanade a reality, but Sidwell's passion is most likely a front for something else. If Drew pretends to believe he can double-cross them, either of those people will take lethal revenge. Drew may have become a con man, but he hasn't killed anyone yet, unlike Selena and Sidwell. Drew no doubt has been written into a possibly deadly corner. Drew has been imprisoned in a dire situation, and it may be time to say his final farewell with a bang. Every action he takes appears to alienate someone, and the writing around him reads like a prelude to his demise. Portia's pessimistic remark about Drew's fate could point to the plot's future direction. It is possible that Drew may die, leaving viewers to unravel the mystery of who orchestrated it. Do you feel Drew's death is imminent? Is it prudent to erase his character? With further spoilers indicating that Drew will continue to make horrible mistakes until his final moments, it appears that terrifying things are on their way. Nina Reeves understood this better than anyone. She had spent more than a decade searching for something that never seemed to last, love that didn't slip through her fingers like sand. No matter how many times she thought she had discovered it, the ending was always the same: anguish, betrayal, and regret. Initially, it was Sonny Corinthos. Their love felt like an escape, a second chance at happiness after all the years of sorrow she had endured. In Nixon Falls, when Sonny had no idea who he was, they had shared something incredible. Back then, he wasn't Port Charles's violent mob boss, he was simply Mike, a man who loved her for who she was, not for what she did. But the illusion was shattered. When the truth was revealed, when Sonny's former life resurfaced, he had chosen Carly, then wavered between them, only to abandon Nina completely when she made one too many mistakes. Reporting Carly and Drew Quartermain to the SEC was the final nail in the coffin. It didn't matter that she believed she was defending herself. It didn't matter whether she'd convinced herself it was the right decision. All that mattered was that Sonny walked away, this time without looking back. Then there was Drew. Even she had not expected that friendship. They had spent so much time arguing that she never imagined they'd cross that line. But when they did, the results were magnificent. Until it was not. Drew was still sensitive from his time in prison and everything he had lost. Nonetheless, Nina had provided him with some comfort. She had been a source of understanding and made him feel seen. But secrets have a way of ruining everything. Willow Corinthos found out about their affair through a secret nanny video, and the consequences were swift and severe. Drew selected Willow. Nina was once again left unsure of what might happen next. Who was there for her in this city? She had ruined several bridges and created countless enemies. Nonetheless, fate had a way of throwing her into unexpected situations. Steve Burton is moving on despite ongoing issues with his ex. Steve Burton of General Hospital has been at odds with his ex-wife, Sherry Gustin, since their breakup in 2023. Things became more dramatic when Steve revealed his engagement to his fiancée, Michelle Lundstrom, from the Netflix series Barbecue Showdown. Amidst the chaos, Michelle and Steve have decided to take the next step in their relationship. Steve Burton proposed earlier this year. It was revealed that Steve and Michelle were dating in May 2024. Steve and Michelle announced their engagement in January 2025. The couple shared a combined Instagram post around January 4, 2025, to announce their engagement. Several photographs were posted, including one of Burton on one knee proposing and another of the couple kissing while displaying the ring. Lundstrom has just posted a crucial update to his fans. Lundstrom wrote, 48 hours in, the OC. Regardless of how many boxes remain to be unloaded, I'm walking on sunshine. Thank you for your best wishes on our migration to California. My Traeger grills are unloaded and ready to go. New evening supper dish is coming soon. Expect more #hyprotein or sipes too. Michelle Lundstrom received warm welcomes. Chuck Motto, who previously competed on Barbecue Showdown, commented, "Congratulations and welcome to California." Lundstrom herself replied, "At Chuck's Flavor Train, thanks so much, Chuck." The carousel post included various photographs of Burton and Lundstrom's life in California. They also sent a photo of them kissing in front of a breathtaking ocean view, as well as a shot of a dragon in front of a pool. Some comments included, "My gosh. It's been a delight to follow your growth since our first conversation on your front porch. Now you stare at the lake every day. Stunningly amazing. Home is where the heart is, and this appears to be a joyful, love-filled home. Blessings upon blessings. Michelle, you are lovely. I'm really happy for all of you. The ocean, the view, the lemon tree? OMG, I wish you many lovely, happy, and healthy years. Thank you for sharing. Love from Queens, New York. Absolutely gorgeous. I wish you many pleasure in your new home and new life. So glad Steve found love again with you. Ah, Michelle, welcome to California. Yes, we have a lot of fresh fruit trees here. We have grapefruit and loquats in our backyard. The weather is simply amazing. Enjoy, and best wishes. I've been a long-time fan of Steve's. I love General Hospital. Michelle, I am a new admirer of yours. I love your recipes. Looking forward to more. Congratulations to you and Steve. Glad you're both in Southern California. When Steve departed General Hospital in 2012, he and Sherry relocated to Tennessee. Steve joined The Young and the Restless in 2013 and played Dylan McAvoy until 2017. Steve returned to General Hospital in 2017, but lost his employment when he refused to take a mandatory COVID vaccine requested by Disney and ABC. Burton returned to his soap origins as Harris Michaels on Days of Our Lives before returning to General Hospital on March 4, 2024. Of course, the move to California makes it much easier to get work in the daytime. General Hospital spoilers: Carly's future with Jack is doomed, but not before he destroys her family. Romance blossoms while a secret may be revealed. Jordan and Isaiah get to know each other better while Alexis is taken aback by what she sees and Ned unexpectedly agrees with Tracy. Isaiah tells Jordan, "I am very interested in seeing what this could be." Teasers show that Isaiah and Jordan become closer, so perhaps they will spend some time together and figure out where they are going. Incredulous, Alexis says, where did you acquire that? It is clear from Thursday's episode that she is reacting to Sidwell presenting her with the knife Helena used to murder Alexis' mother. Jocelyn's handler, Vaughn, reminds her, if you mean any of what you just said, there's the door. It's clear she's going to moan and groan her way through spy school, and her snark must have irritated Vaughn. Ned surprises Lois by saying, this time, my mother's right. Ned has a long feud with Sonny, whom he accuses of taking advantage of Jason when he first lost his memory. Carly tells someone at Bobby's, didn't expect to see you here again. We never saw how Carly and Brennan's argument on the docks ended in Wednesday's episode, but the weekly teasers also hint that Carly makes a big decision. So perhaps she agrees to start dating him. Lulu angrily tells Brooklyn, I'm not giving you any favors. Not after what you've done. She may inform Brooklyn of the baby predicament and threatens to inform Dante if BLQ does not comply. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.